That's better. Welcome. My name is Lynn Blanchard, and I have the honor of directing the Carolina Center for Public Service. We're very excited to have students, faculty, staff, families, friends, and community members joining us today, both in person and virtually, to honor the 2024 class of Buckley Public Service Scholars. We hope you enjoyed the slideshow featuring our graduates, and that's just a glimpse of the service that these students have done throughout their time in the Buckley Service Scholars Program. We hope you've also taken a few minutes to look through the graduate bulletin to learn more about these wonderful students we're honoring today. Now, I'd like to formally introduce you to these outstanding graduates. Will all who are able please stand as they enter? I am proud to introduce to you the 2024 class of Buckley Public Service Scholars. Welcome. We want to start our event today by acknowledging that this, please sit down. Sorry. I was looking at the students and thinking, well, they're sitting. We'd like to start our event today by acknowledging that this hill has always been populated by indigenous peoples. Even before the university existed, there were teachers, students, elders, and youth inhabiting the spaces we enjoy today, trading knowledge and goods with each other. Today, there are more than 130,000 indigenous peoples residing in North Carolina from many different nations, including the 8 state-recognized tribes and 4 urban Indian organizations. North Carolina is home to the largest population of indigenous communities east of the Mississippi River. Therefore, it is fitting for the first public university committed to being of the people and for the people to serve the first people of North Carolina and beyond. We're very pleased today to have the Interim Associate Provost for Academic and Community Initiatives, Dr. Marcus Collins, to bring greetings from South Building and help award your cords and certificates. Dr. Collins serves on the Provost Leadership Team and provides oversight for public service and other outreach units of the university, including the Carolina Center for Public Service. Formerly, he served as Associate Dean of the Center for Student Success, supervising units within the center, which include the Summer Bridge Program, Peer Mentoring, Carolina First, Transfer Student Services, and the UNC Writing and Learning Centers. So I imagine many of you already are familiar with Dr. Collins. He first came to UNC in 2001 and has since served as Assistant Dean within the unit and as the Interim Director of the American Indian Center. He is a proud citizen of the Lumbee Tribe of North Carolina. Dr. Collins is a champion of social justice and community engagement and a big supporter of the Buckley Public Service Scholars Program. We are honored to have him with us today. Please welcome Dr. Marcus Collins.
Thank you, Lynn. First, let me bring greetings from Interim Chancellor Lee Roberts and Provost Chris Clemens, as well as their congratulations on your graduation from Carolina and the very special accomplishment of doing so as a Buckley Public Service Scholar. They regret they cannot join us this afternoon, but as you can imagine, they are unable to be all the places they would like to be on graduation weekend. I am honored that I am able to represent them and the rest of the administration at this special event to recognize the accomplishments of the class of 2024 Buckley Public Service Scholars. Carolina is proud of all of its graduates, and this is a special group assembled here today. During your undergraduate career, you have committed yourselves to pursuing academic success while at the same time dedicating your time and talents to the service of others. Since Carolina opened its doors as the nation's first public university, service has been a focal point of our mission. Students, faculty, staff, and community partners work together with a common purpose of connecting with the community and affecting change. And that change is transformational for students. The collective power of the individual can be seen in all of the ways each of you make a difference. The work you engage in touches North Carolina's counties as well as many communities throughout our nation and around the world. It is especially appropriate that this event kicks off commencement weekend, as public service is a defining activity of this institution and the Carolina experience. Today, we celebrate your accomplishments and recognize all that you have done in the name of service and engagement. Congratulations to each of you. You have earned this honor, and we are so very proud of you. Thank you.
They allow for both of us. There we go. Thank you, Dr. Collins. As you noted, the remarkable students in this 2024 graduating class demonstrate Carolina's values and longstanding tradition of service. Like the many dedicated Tar Heels who've come before them, the Buckley Public Service Scholars Program promotes public service and engagement and encourages students to go beyond traditional volunteering. The service our graduates have completed includes organizational service, policy and advocacy work, social innovation, community participatory research, and philanthropy. This program would not be possible without the incredible support of partners on and off campus, from the Registrar's Office, the UNCY, Carolina Performing Arts, and Volunteers for Youth, as well as faculty and staff, too numerous to name. And certainly, we want to acknowledge the community partners and donors who are all responsible for the success of this program. But finally, we cannot forget about all the family and friends who have helped these graduates reach that goal, not only through their own support, but often through modeling their own commitment to making a lasting difference in the lives of others. So I'd like to take this opportunity to see if the graduates would like to give a round of applause to these mentors and their families and friends. This is the 19th class of Buckley Public Service Scholar graduates, and the 115 scholars graduating in the class of 2024 are quite an impressive group. These scholars represent 28 North Carolina counties and 15 other states. Launched in 2003, BPSS, as we call it, was created as a recognition program for students who get engaged in exemplary service. Now, it's not easy to become a Buckley Public Service Scholar. Participants must complete a number of components: an orientation session, a service learning course, 4 skills trainings. Additionally, they need to complete a senior reflection activity and 300 hours at minimum of public service, all the while maintaining a minimum 3.0 cumulative grade point average. Perhaps most importantly, this is a program that provides structure and opportunities. The students must provide the motivation and set the goal for themselves. And what a goal they have reached. Most of this year's graduates exceeded these requirements, completing more than 63,000 hours of service with more than 1,000 organizations. Your service is impressive. It is even more impressive given the historic circumstances under which you all persevered. During the pandemic, you dedicated yourselves to supporting others during a dangerous and uncertain time, and for this you should be doubly proud. With this 19th graduating class, there are now 4,021 Buckley Public Service Scholars. On a sadder note, I want to take a moment to honor Walter Buckley Jr., who died last fall. The Walter White Buckley Jr. Endowment established and sustains the Buckley Public Service Scholars Program and ensures that Carolina students will continue to have opportunities to grow, learn, and lead through service in the years to come. An incredibly kind and generous man, Walter Buckley was an outstanding public servant, committed to education and philanthropy aimed at making a positive difference in the lives of others. He exemplified the qualities that this program seeks to instill in Carolina students. We are grateful that the graduates today and all those who have and will continue to benefit from the program are part of his legacy. He was incredibly proud of, as he called them, his scholars. And we would like to dedicate today's event to his memory. Now, we are proud to have Caitlin Bodwell, our program officer, who has managed this program the past 2 years. I'll turn things over to her to introduce our student scholar speakers and recognize the graduates. Caitlin?
Thank you, Lynn, and all of our guests. You have participated in many different pathways of public service, including community-engaged learning, research, philanthropy, policy, community organizing, and activism. All of your stories and all of the service you have completed marks the beginning of inspiring true social change in our communities. As students and now alumni, I encourage you to continue to make your voice heard and continue to stand up for the people, causes, and organizations that you care about. We're now going to hear from some outstanding graduating scholars who exemplify what it means to be a Buckley Public Service Scholar. They will take turns sharing their stories of service and what they learned through their service experiences. Please welcome our first scholar speaker to the stage.
It's hard to believe that it's been 4 years since my first day of class at UNC. An F-doc that happened in my bedroom on my laptop. Definitely anticlimactic, but given the context of a global pandemic, unsurprising. If I were to think about what I felt that day, uncertain is a word that comes to mind. How was I going to meet new friends, join new clubs, and learn more about the university I had just joined? How was I going to get that college experience that everybody had raved about? I felt far away, kind of lost, and definitely disconnected. Fast forward 4 months, and after a whirlwind of a first semester, I had finally made it to campus. I met my friends who had up until then had been profile pictures on Instagram. I ventured to the gym, finding anonymity in the comfort of my mask, and even explored campus through various running routes. I joined the Carolina COVID-19 Student Service Corps and began tutoring virtually through El Centro Hispano. Slowly but surely, the disconnect of August 2020 was fading. Reflecting over such memories brings many emotions: excitement, nostalgia, acceptance, and even amusement. Yet what I am most grateful for are the personal relationships I've been able to form throughout the past 4 years at UNC. In fact, in many aspects, forming these relationships is what has drawn me to service, and it has been present from my very first experience at Carolina. Virtually tutoring with El Centro Hispano was supposed to be straightforward. I had tutored in high school, had known enough Spanish to hold a conversation, and knew exactly what I was supposed to do: serve as a liaison between students, their parents, and their teachers. But within the first 30 seconds of my first meeting with my students' parents, all I was aware of was my warm face, thumping heartbeat, and damp underarms. In short, I was very, very overwhelmed. Interestingly enough, so was my student, something that I had failed to realize when I first started tutoring with El Centro. Much like I gave her father a blank stare as he asked me questions in rapid Spanish, she gave me a blank stare when I asked her about a character's character development. Acknowledging this ignorance, tailoring their lesson plans to suit my students' unique needs, and viewing this opportunity as an opportunity to grow as both a Spanish language learner as well as a tutor helped me reframe my service experience as a mutual learning opportunity. My initial fear of seeming less fluent than my students' families' expectations was replaced by a desire to improve my Spanish and reach a level where we could all converse comfortably. And releasing myself from this expectation to be perfect allowed me to learn more about my students' experiences as a student in the public school system, as well as her parents' experiences as immigrants in a new country. Through El Centro, I was given the opportunity to learn from stories of individuals whom I would have otherwise never have met. An experience that has both undoubtedly shaped my appreciation of diverse personal narratives, as well as my perspective on service. Service fosters safe environments that encourage mutual openness. Through this openness grows the understanding of the human experience, rich in both variety and vulnerability, giving both individuals in the service relationship the chance to connect from and learn with one another. I will be forever grateful for these personal connections that I have formed throughout the 4 years at UNC. They have taught me the importance of transparency, empathy, and humility, values that I hope to perpetually embody as I close this chapter and eagerly begin the next. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tyler Trexler, and it's an honor to be here with you all today. When I arrived at UNC and joined Buckley Public Service Scholars, my belief in the importance of service had already been ingrained in me. Always try to bring a positivity and encouragement to others, because you never know what someone else is going through and what their situation is. As a cancer survivor, I have a unique perspective on life. I know the importance of adapting to a changed plan, and I know firsthand the significance of philanthropy and community support. And I know the importance of choosing a positive attitude each day. Throughout my Buckley Public Service portfolio, I wanted to give back to the community that gave me so much. I participated in many events during my time at UNC, such as promoting awareness for cancer research and raising money. I dribbled around campus with the basketball team during the Dribble for Victory over Cancer, and I promoted a cookout for a cause barbecue. The personal highlight for me, however, was participating in Duke Children's Over the Edge fundraiser, where we rappelled down a 21-story building in downtown Durham to raise money for a children's hospital where I spent months of treatment. It was both scary and an exhilarating experience, but the truly exciting part was I was the top fundraiser that year, raising over $10,000 for Duke Children's Hospital. BPSS has expanded my view and definition of public service. I chose to use my platform to continue to raise awareness for pediatric cancer patients by sharing my story with the publication of Duke Children's Stories. And although it was difficult for me to share my own story, I knew it was important. I must admit that I was pretty proud when I saw the cover photo of me wearing my Carolina blue in front of the old well and shooting hoops in front of Carmichael Arena on the cover of a Duke Children's magazine. Most importantly, though, I received feedback that my story was both positive and inspiring for other cancer patients. I experienced 2 cancer recurrences during my time at UNC, and although these were setbacks, I was once again determined to stay positive. I decided to participate in a clinical drug trial and 2 additional research studies to benefit cancer patients in the future. And I found that the best way for me to give back is to share something that I'm passionate about with others. My personal passion is basketball. I love basketball, I love watching basketball, and I love coaching basketball. And I had the opportunity to share my passion of basketball with a group of 11 and 12-year-old boys as a volunteer head coach for Chapel Parks and Rec this year. I knew I could teach these boys on my rec team basketball skills and strategy, but I hope playing this game and teaching them gave them confidence and enthusiasm as well. So as we graduate here today and leave the Buckley Public Service Scholars Program, let us take what we learned with us from the program. Let us continue to be leaders, let us volunteer our time generously, and let us bring positivity to our communities. Thank you.
Good afternoon, class of 2024 and family and friends. My name is Brittany Hong, and I'm honored to be in front of y'all today to share more about my experience with the Buckley Public Service Scholars Program. Growing up in Vietnam, my parents did not receive the same educational opportunities as I did, and they instilled the value of education into me from a young age, which has proudly led me here, being the first Hong to graduate college and from the nation's first public university. When I arrived at UNC, I wanted to immerse myself in the greater community, leading me to enroll into BPSS. I soon found myself at the intersection of education and public service. Since 2021, I have volunteered with the Refugee Community Partnership and worked with a local Karen family from Thailand. Part of my role includes helping them learn English. During one of our sessions, we drew portraits of one another. They illustrated me and used their new English vocabulary to explain their creative decisions. They drew my head triple the size of my body. They told me it's because they think I'm smart, but I think they just think I have a large head. My passion for education and public service extends overseas to the children impacted by genocide and war in Myanmar, Palestine, Congo, and beyond. These innocent children deserve just as much to be kids and go to school. I walk away from Carolina now with a profound understanding that education is liberation and public service is radical. When certain communities are prevented from learning how to read or write and become disenfranchised from the school system, the role of an educator and public servant is to challenge these archaic boundaries and reimagine who deserves to learn. As we begin our next chapter, I urge everyone to keep learning, imagining, questioning, and pushing boundaries. How lucky are we to say that this is only the beginning? Congratulations, Tar Heels.
Good afternoon. I like an active audience. My name is Elizabeth Oreolua Bamboye, and I'm so grateful to celebrate with you all today. As I reflected on my time at UNC, I thought of an 18-year-old Elizabeth who sought to tie everything she learned in the classroom to tangible community service, social justice, and direct action. And I decided to write this 18-year-old Elizabeth a quick letter as a guide to combating service fatigue. Here's that letter. Dear Liz, first, relax. It's truly not about you. And this should be obvious, but it is all too easy to subconsciously conflate our egos with the success of our service project, or the reach of the project, or the number of people impacted. And community building is essential to service, but you must recognize it across all its dimensions. It can be global, local, or interpersonal. And it's that lattermost dimension that can be the most impactful. Before reaching across borders, you must enact the very principles that enshrine the broader goal you're working toward. You will learn this as you practice mutual understanding, compassion, and care, to mobilize your EROT team in organizing art festivals, poetry showcases that are meant to reflect those very same principles. Secondly, sometimes it actually is about you. Now, before you roll your eyes, please recognize the beauty within this contradiction. To understand what needs to be done for the community, you must understand your limits. And gaining such an understanding will necessitate a safe space for introspection. During spring 2021, you will find yourself staring at your darkened image on a computer screen. After teaching young Black girls from local middle schools how to manage their time, pursue their dreams, and love themselves. But your rhetoric will ring empty in your own ears. Because although you were successful in building community amidst COVID, you have never felt so drained. But you must carve out that space for yourself. You must find that little nook in Coker Arboretum where you can write poetry, create space for your mental health, and find your value outside of what you give to others. And in the same contradictory fashion, this practice will help you give even more. Finally, the opposite of fatigue is not strength. The energy that will sustain you throughout the community partnerships, letter writing, grant applications, and Zoom mentorship sessions does not come from simply pulling constant overnighters to balance it all. Resilience is not only brute strength, but learning how to glean energy from the most unexpected places. You will find that energy in the face of audience members who can find themselves in your poetry, in the face of audience members at the Buckley Public Service Scholars graduation. You will find it in solitude, in the wind rustling magnolias at 3 p.m., right before your mentoring session, with 20 middle school-aged Black girls who you know are going to conquer the world. And you will rest in the knowledge that you are one unique part of many parts, completing the sum of a greater movement. And yes, your part will flex many, many times, but your resolve will not.
Good afternoon, Tar Heels. My name is Neil Sharma, and I'm a non-traditional student. Life before Carolina was paycheck to paycheck and felt a bit empty. When I finally returned to education in 2019 through a community college called Guilford Tech, I swore I would not drop out again and would work hard to find my place in life. Back then, my frustration at my own financial struggles fueled my determination, and I wanted to take every single opportunity to prove my worth to the world. At Guilford Tech, I involved myself in different experiences to find my talents, and one day my efforts allowed me to be selected to represent my college for a Model UN conference in Georgia that could help develop my diplomatic skills. As excited as I was, there was a major problem. I did not own a suit, which meant I could not participate. Deeply ashamed of my inability to own this basic attire, I felt I had failed myself again. However, right as I was about to give up, my advisor took me straight to Guilford Tech's community closet to try some suit options, restoring my dignity and allowing me to compete in Georgia a few days later. Friends, that is the story of how I received my first suit ever, a 42R gray tweed, which, by the way, is one I still proudly wear to interviews. Years later, that suit and the community that led me to it continues to guide my motivation to serve and give back to those without just the right resources to take that leap in life to a better future like I did. As a UNC Bonner and Buckley scholar, I've tried to stay true to those roots. As an advocate for the Community Empowerment Fund, each time I see a person want to attempt college, I share my journey and experience, remembering how community college brought me right here to Carolina. Each time they're struggling with unemployment, I don't see another person, but I'm reminded of a version of myself who was jobless in his 20s before working midnight shifts at McDonald's. And yes, each time someone needs a suit, I try to bring them one through community partners or by directly collecting formal wear for donation drives, knowing the difference it can make to their story as it did mine. Friends, a suit doesn't just have to be that. A suit is anything that empowers our sisters and brothers, helps them gain control of their futures so they can walk with their head held high and be proud of who they are and how far they've come as they mark their place in our world. This could be access to a communal fridge, computer literacy training, or free professional development. The choice is yours and the sky is the limit. So remember, let's not just stop at suits. Let's give people the confidence to dream bigger and to reach for the stars. Let's give them more, Carolina. Let's give them more. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to our wonderful speakers who have highlighted their stories of service and displayed their acts of critical service to enact social change. The class of 2024 has displayed a commitment in whatever ways it resonates for them, and it's exciting for me to be a part of a program that recognizes students for their direct actions with communities. As we get started in recognizing all of our graduates, let me share with our audience today that we have a photographer here today who will be taking pictures as they walk across the stage of each graduate, and they will receive their cord and certificate on stage. Those photos will be made available to you free of charge, so no worries about running up and trying to get the perfect photo of your scholar. We have it for you. I would also like to take this moment to recognize the Buckley Public Service Scholar team for their roles in this program. Our lead graduate assistant, Wynn Ebner. And then also our program assistants, Kritika Sentil and Casey Lepley, who are also graduating as Buckley Public Service Scholars today. We also have 8 graduate assistants who have led numerous skills trainings that many of you have probably met, helped review hundreds of senior reflections this year. We really could not do it without these essential people, and so I just want to give another huge round of applause to everyone who's a part. I also want to thank the entire Carolina Center for Public Service staff who's here, who has made this event even possible today. So lots of thank yous. Thank you, I love the claps, I love it. Okay, so we are now going to welcome our scholars across the stage. After reading each graduate's name, I'll share their major, their plans for after graduation while they're walking across the stage. We do ask that you please hold your applause until all of our graduates and all of our scholars have been introduced. Kritika Sentil, nutrition major. Kritika will be attending medical school at Virginia Commonwealth University in the fall of 2024. Tyler Nolan Trexler, business administration major. Tyler is working in sales and marketing at Siemens Energy. Brittany Dow Hong, human development and family sciences and American studies. Brittany is interested in education policy, while she'll focus on critical race studies and dual language immersion programs in K-12 education. She is moving to Taiwan this fall to teach English. Elizabeth Areulua Bamboya, global studies and political science. Elizabeth will be pursuing her master's in global affairs in Beijing at Tsinghua University this fall. Neil Sharma, public policy and political science. After graduation, Neil will continue on at Carolina as a master's student studying education policy and workforce redevelopment. Abigail Allred, sociology. Abigail will be attending UNC Chapel Hill School of Information and Library Science in August to pursue a master's degree in library science with a focus on public librarianship. Avery Noel Baker, communication studies and public policy. Avery will continue in the Accelerated Masters of Public Policy program at UNC with a concentration in education and labor markets. Delfino Benitez Jr., African and Afro-American Studies. Delfino will study abroad in Spain and participate in a summer internship with the CDC and join LEAD for North Carolina as a fellow for the academic year. Ambika Bhatt, biostatistics. Ambika will be researching therapy methods for kids with autism and Down syndrome at the Carolina Institute for Developmental Disabilities. Emma Brown, communication studies. After graduation, Emma plans to travel and work outside of the US. The current travel bucket list includes Thailand, Ireland, and Sweden. Sarah Broyhill, biology major. Sarah plans to pursue an MD PhD degree focusing on reproductive endocrinology and infertility. Tessa Boucher, biology and interdisciplinary studies. Tessa is applying to graduate school in genetic and genomic medicine. Danielle Cannon, biology major. Danielle plans to work in clinical research for a year before attending medical school and pursuing a career as a physician. Catherine Chetwynd, health policy and management. Catherine aspires to dedicate herself to improving community well-being through her work in public health. Rob Clay, philosophy major. Following graduation, Rob will be attending Duke Law School. Andrea Cornell, biology and medical anthropology. After graduating, Andrea will be moving to Rochester, New York to work as a buyer at L3 Harris. Laura Krochik, global studies and political science. Laura plans on traveling following graduation and eventually pursuing a master's degree in international relations. Akam Singh Dhillon, neuroscience. After taking a gap year, Akam will pursue medical school with the goal of going into the field of neuroscience. Sophia Drolia, biology major. Sophia plans to work as a paramedic in Chatham County while teaching anatomy and physiology and applying to professional programs. Ritushri Dutta, neuroscience and anthropology. She hopes to attend medical school and train to become a physician scientist and entrepreneur in the future. Karthik Eswar, neuroscience and computer science. Post-graduation, Karthik hopes to gain some experience in the workforce. Hallie Evans, environmental health sciences. After graduation, Hallie plans to enter a master's program to study environmental sciences and engineering. Grace Fu, nutrition major. Grace is planning to pursue a master's degree in nutrition at Gillings School of Public Health, with plans to attend medical school. Christina Georgiou. After graduation, Christina plans to pursue further public service opportunities during a gap year before applying to medical school. Catherine Hunter, Business Administration and Exercise and Sports Science majors. Catherine will be working for Charlotte Football Club in their Community Engagement Department. Guzin Karagos, Political Science and Contemporary European Studies. Guzin will take a gap year before attending law school to become an immigration attorney. Jenny Kodka, Public Policy major. She has plans to travel to her home country of Nepal for a few months, and upon her return, she plans to relocate to Washington, D.C. for work. Husna Kidder, Neuroscience and Psychology. Husna is planning to gain experience in neuroscience and psychology research before continuing on to postgraduate education. Nija Grace King, Psychology and Human Development and Family Studies. Nija will work full-time with families, then pursue a master's in social work to continue work with nonprofits. Riva Kodre, Nutrition major. Riva will be applying to medical school and working as a clinical research coordinator in a cancer clinic, either in Boston or DC. Reese Lay, Psychology and Human Development and Family Sciences. Reese was accepted into Teach for America and will be moving to Oahu, Hawaii to work as a middle school language arts teacher. Miranda Lane, Biology. After graduation, Miranda is planning to attend medical school after taking a gap year to continue her research. Casey Lepley, Biology and Spanish. Casey hopes to pursue a graduate degree in genetic counseling, follow a gap year, where she will work in an academic research position. Pallavi Maladkar, Economics and Political Science. Pallavi is going to be working for a few years before pursuing a master's degree. Christopher Stephen Manzano, Business Administration and Psychology. Christopher will be moving to New York City as an investment banking analyst in Bank of America's Financial Sponsors Group. Dalia Marquez, Music and Psychology majors. Dalia will work as a clinical research coordinator focusing on therapeutic interventions for children with developmental disabilities. Amanda Martin, Health Policy and Management. Amanda will spend the next year doing clinical work before applying to medical school. She plans to become a pediatric oncologist. Lacey McKee, Media and Journalism and Communication Studies. Lacey plans to pursue full-time employment as a purpose-driven advertising or public relations agency upon graduation. Matthew Mills, Biology. After graduation, Matthew will be attending the UNC Adams School of Dentistry to pursue his Doctor of Dental Surgery degree. Valentina Morales, Biology. After graduation, Valentina will be working as a medical assistant during her gap year while applying to medical schools. Sydney Murray, Mathematics and English. Sydney plans to work in Charlotte as a commercial banking analyst at JP Morgan Chase & Co. Isabel Myers Miller, Neuroscience. Isabel plans to take 2 gap years to gain clinical experience working as a nursing assistant before attending medical school. Isabel Nichols, Biology. After graduation, Isabel will apply to Physician's Assistant School for fall 2025 and continue working in the hospital in the meantime. Eric Norloff, Biology. Eric will be attending medical school in fall 2024. Oguguwa Wazigwe, psychology. Post-grad, OG plans to do a master's in educational innovation, technology, and entrepreneurship at the UNC School of Education. Torrin O'Brien, biology and Asian studies. Torrin plans to continue working towards environmental conservation and habitat restoration in Volcanoes National Park in Hawaii. Jackson Pace, statistics and analytics economics. Jackson will be pursuing a career in data analytics. Brenda Abigail Palacios Rodriguez, environmental studies and studio art. Brenda plans to engage in environmental-related social justice, community-based work, and engage in indigenous cultural preservation initiatives. Sneha Suba Pusupula, public policy and political science. Sneha plans to pursue a full-time career in public service, ideally working as a public policy researcher and analyst for NGOs. Divya Patel, global studies and public policy. Divya plans on working in the humanitarian and international development policy right after graduation. She will be teaching in Thailand in the fall. Naya Patton, global studies. Naya Patton is planning to pursue a career in product management at IBM following graduation while continuing to devote herself to public service. Reese Perini, biology. After graduation, Reese will be attending graduate school to pursue a PhD in biomedical research at Wake Forest University. Stephanie Pearson, history and Spanish. Steph will be headed out to Wyoming to work as a park ranger through an American Conservation Experience internship. They will then teach English in Mexico for a year. Ria Pacula, public policy. After graduation, Ria will be moving to Massachusetts to work for a nonprofit while also applying to law schools. Alicia Raymond, biology major. After graduation, Alicia plans to pursue a career that combines her passion for scientific research and healthcare. Rachel Reynolds, human development and family sciences and psychology majors. Rachel will be pursuing a master's degree in education in school counseling at UNC Chapel Hill. Nicolette Bella Rojas, sociology and public policy. Nicolette is pursuing her master's in public health, concentrating in health equity at Gillings School of Global Public Health in the fall 2024. Lily Rowland, business administration. Lily will be pursuing a career in corporate sustainability. Olivia Salas, exercise and sports science. Olivia's plans include applying to medical school with hopes of becoming an orthopedic surgeon, physiatrist, or sports medicine physician. Cecilia Scales, psychology major. Cecilia plans to pursue psychology research before applying to a clinical psychology program, aiming to later become a neuropsychologist. Kate Summer Schultz, human development and family sciences and psychology. Kate hopes to pursue graduate school for child development research, aiming to evaluate interventions to support children's mental health. Emily Smither, public policy and classics. Upon graduation, Emily will continue to serve the university in various leadership capacities. Emma Rudy Shrebnick, environmental sciences and geography. Emma Rudy will be returning to Southeast Alaska as a field researcher with NOAA Fisheries, studying salmon management and conservation for the summer season. Kate Stukenborg, English and Interdisciplinary Studies. Kate plans to pursue a master's in education as she prepares for a future as an educator. Hussein Syed, biology major. After graduation, Hussein is planning on applying to medical school to become a physician. Hannah Taylor, biology and neuroscience. Her current plan after graduation is to work in clinical research while applying for medical school. Shruti Temkar, neuroscience major. Shruti plans to pursue a master's in public health to alleviate food insecurity and support healthier communities with nutrition. Fiorella Villegas, political science and medical anthropology. Fiorella will be attending Duke University in the fall, where she will be pursuing a PhD in political science. Lydia Waddell, business administration and exercise and sports science. Lydia plans on securing a full-time position while maintaining her commitment to volunteer in the community where she establishes herself. Jada Wilsey, statistics and analytics and psychology. Jada will attend graduate school for a PhD in educational measurement at James Madison University. Jessica Wu, biomedical and health sciences and engineering. Jessica is working at a health clinic in San Francisco while applying to medical school. Amin Rashid Zifarudin, biomedical engineering. Amin will be working with Medtronic to design and implant cardiac pacemakers and defibrillators and planning on attending medical school. Hallie Zhang, communication studies and sociology. Hallie is planning on attending law school after a gap year. She hopes to pursue a career in litigation. Maggie Zhang, psychology and exercise and sports science. Maggie plans to take a couple gap years after graduation to gain clinical experience before applying to medical school in dermatology. Sophia Zhang, business administration. After graduation, Sophia will be working with Procter & Gamble as an account manager. Daniel Zong, biostatistics. After graduation, his current plan is to pursue a Master of Science in Data Analytics at NC State. Let's give our graduates a round of applause.
Well, we told you they were impressive, and they are. It's a real treat and a wonderful way to kick off this weekend. And I just want to add on a personal note, I always go to the large ceremony to walk around and look at who's wearing blue and white cords. So it's great to see you all in the crowd, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow night, hopefully, as well. So graduates, would you please stand and drape your cords around your neck, and we're going to get a couple of pictures. Hey, John. Oh, you can do better than that. Come on. And just again as a reminder, we will be posting these to our website so that you will be able to view and download them in the next few days. So stay tuned. As we depart, we're going to ask the guests to stay in your seats so the graduates may process out. And then after the recessional, we hope that you'll maybe stay out front for a few minutes to greet each other, and some of us would love to meet you as well and congratulate you on these amazing students. Thank you to the families who have sent them to us for the last 4 years, and thank you to the graduates for just an amazing job of of putting public service as a priority in your time at Carolina. So on behalf of the Carolina Center for Public Service and the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, we thank you and congratulate you and hope you'll keep in touch and let us know what's next for you and some of the things you're doing as you leave. Best of luck. Have a wonderful day and a terrific graduation weekend. Thank you.